Well, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy week for Boris Johnson. After suffering a string of humiliating defeats in Parliament over Brexit, he finally secured a major victory when lawmakers approved the withdrawal agreement bill that he signed with the European Union. But crucially, that victory was cut short just moments later as politicians voted to reject the timetable he put forward for the bill to be reviewed and passed through the House. He thought 3 days would be enough to debate and vote the 110-page document, and there was simply, in the end, too much opposition to that. Frustrated by Parliament yet again, Johnson decided to put his plans on hold and call for a general election instead.
I will speak to EU member states about their intentions until they have reached a decision. Until they've reached a decision, I must say, we will pause this legislation. One way or another, we will leave the EU with this deal to which this House has just given its assent.
So where next then? Two key things to watch out for in the coming days. Firstly, the European Union has agreed to an extension, but it hasn't said how long it'll be for. According to EU sources, we could have an answer on Tuesday. And remember, there are tensions within the EU over this as well. The UK has formally asked for a 3-month extension to the end of January next year, but some members, like France, want a shorter one, possibly until mid or late November. The idea there is that it will put more pressure on the British Parliament to push through the current deal that's on the table. The other issue, of course, is a domestic one for Boris Johnson. He wants a general election and he thinks it's the only way to settle the impasse. He suggested the 12th of December, but he can't get an election without Parliament's approval. He's already tried twice and failed on both occasions to get support for one, and we hear that he's going to try again on Monday to get an election, but it looks like he may not have the numbers for that once again. So plenty to look forward to in the coming days, but still, the bigger picture, no real clarity on when and indeed if Britain will leave the EU. Nawid Jabakil, CGTN, London.